great wrestling team, Powers and Royal. These two young men are fine wrestlers. Powers has an axe to grind with Brower. A lot of wrestlers have. In my opinion, Powers could possibly get the job done. Powers and Brower have been at loggerheads for some time, but I think Powers at this point is incensed enough that he can do a real good job. I'm looking forward to it.
You know how long Lou Thesz, Johnny Powers, has been trying to get any kind of match? He first asked for a single, and the IWA felt at that time that there was too much tension running between the two of them, and he was denied the single match. He asked for a tag team later on. They wouldn't give it to him either, but finally the IWA has feel that the tempers have cooled enough, and Bulldog Brower wants no part of Johnny Powers, none.
Well, I think that would be good judgment on Brower's part. But at this point, Powers is really revved up about this thing, and he could very well do a good job on it. I would like to see the match.
Pardon me, Lou, but we have a meeting of minds right here. The tags are going Eric to Brower, Brower to Eric. Every time Powers steps into that ring, Brower leaves.
Well, that concession hole that Powers has is devastating enough that I imagine anyone would be reluctant to risk getting into it again. Nearly a pin.
Bulldog Brower and Eric the Red both working on Nelson Royal, and I'll tell you, everybody that's watching international wrestling right now want to see Brower and Powers get into it. Let's see how smart Bulldog really is.
That Red's got a heavy foot. I watched him pound Royal when he was down on the mat, and he really has a pair of number 14s there. But Brower's in there with Royal. Now they're tagging. Well, Brower's in there alone now with Royal. But he's been softened up by the redhead.
Bulldog Brower, look at Powers. Look at Powers, boy. He's ready. He is ready. One tag and Powers is going to go right through it.
Had to get the last shot in. He couldn't leave in good grace.
Well, Lou, you know what they say about Bulldog Brower. Don't ever turn your back on the man.
That's true.
Royal coming back now. Johnny?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Lou.
No, I was talking about Brower. The class will tell, and we know what kind of class he has.
You know, Johnny Powers asked for this match. He said, put me in anything. He says, Battle Royal, 6-man tag, 4-man tag, handicap match, makes no difference. I want Brower.
I can believe that. Well, look at him. He was really ready for the man. You know, you finally get revved up over a person like this, and I can imagine that if Powers couldn't get his hands on him, he'd lose sleep over it. He gets to be an obsession.
Johnny Powers just standing over in the corner. He wants this man. He really does. He don't want anybody else either. He don't want Eric. But he'll take him, it looks like, Lou. Spearing him into a backdrop.
You bet he'll take him.
You know, you just get to the certain point in life, Lou, where you got to strike out at something. And Powers, I believe, is at that point.
He's arrived. He certainly has.
There's Eric, Lou. You see
that Eric Red is trying to get him to tag off. He wanted Brower to tag in. Brower will not tag in to come in and help his partner. He is afraid of Powers. He will not tag off and come in. That's amazing. I thought he had more courage than that.
Powers going after Bulldog all throughout his wrestling career. And now Johnny Powers unleveling on Eric the Red. Nelson Royal, look at this, boy, right on the top of him. Eric is staggered. Here comes the Bulldog. Powers calling for Nelson. Look at this, man. Johnny Powers calling for Nelson Royal. He wants in there so bad he can taste it.
Brower's tough.
Nelson trying for a front face lock on Bulldog, Lou. Not doing too well.
The Bulldog is really in there. Nelson hit him for a pretty good shot to the stomach, and he didn't hurt him at all. There you go. Beautiful takedown by Nelson. Here comes Johnny.
And there goes Bulldog Brower. There he went. Boy, I never seen that man move so fast.
That tells us something.
Here, Johnny Powers.
He's begging him.
Powers is mad. Brower wants no part of him.
He's begging him to come in. He won't do it. But Powers is really a competitor.
You hear that, Lou? Yelling at him, "You're a gutless coward, Brower. Get in the ring." Brower would not go.
Well, we can't argue with that opinion.
Receiving end right now. Eric the Red working on him. There goes Brower. We don't want no part of it.
While Eric the Red held him, he gave him a shot, but as soon as he got alone, he wouldn't. He ran away again. It's amazing.
John wants him, Lou. I've never seen two men.
He really has, and Brower's really spooked to this fellow.
I've never seen two men that have taken such a disliking to one another.
Oh.
Against Nelson Royal. I'll tell you, Nelly. I'll tell you what I told you before, Lou. Nelly Royal is a scrapper.
He certainly is.
He might be stopped for the time being, but Nelson will be back in this match, I guarantee it.
You know, we say they have intestinal fortitude, but he's got guts.
That's for sure. Bulldog Brower. Here comes Nelson. Here he comes back. He took the onslaught of Brower and Eric, and he's still coming back for more. Wait a minute. He's got that bone. He hit him right in the stomach with it. The referee calls for the bell. He says, "That's it." Here comes Johnny Powers. Johnny Powers is after Bulldog Brower. Powers, get out of there. What's the decision, ref? The referee rules. Uh-oh. That might cost Powers some money, but the referee rules, sports fans. That the team of Eric and Dick the Bulldog Brower were disqualified. The winners of the fall of the match, Nelson Royal and Johnny Powers.
That Powers is ready for him.
Detroit, Michigan, weighing 200 pounds, Sam Shell. And his opponent from Syria, weighing 242 pounds, the United States heavyweight champion, the Sheik, accompanied by his manager, Eddie the Brain Creechman, and that Snake. The referee wants no part of the Snake. He's gone. I don't blame him. I'd get out of there, too. There goes Shell. That Snake is as unpredictable as is the Sheik, believe me. That Snake, the Sheik's pet, his companion. Boy, you don't want to fool around with that thing. I've seen that Snake do some harm to some people. The Sheik heading for the audience with that Snake. Referee says, "I don't come back until you get the Snake out." Well, the Sheik will perform his pre-bout ritual. Creechman is calling for silence and quiet. He's getting none of either from the fans in the audience. Okay, the Sheik still preparing to do his pre-bout ritual. Look at this. Look at the guy. Do you think he could be conversing with that Snake? Do you think he's talking to it? You might say, "Oh, that's ridiculous," but hey, where the Sheik is concerned, let me tell you what. He can and will, and has been known to do so many We would not put it past him. Of course, the Sheik with his mystical powers, the mystical power to throw the fire, it's just as likely then that he has the power to converse with that snake. But now, now wait a minute. This is what I was afraid of. This is what I was afraid of. The Sheik has got that snake, using it on Sam Shell, his opponent. Using the snake to choke his opponent. The Sheik has put the snake into the bag. Creechman, they're removing the snake from the studio. I'm glad of that. I'm glad that snake is gone. Creechman removing himself from the ring. The Sheik, his usual self against Sam Shell. The Sheik, the most frightful man in professional wrestling today. The Sheik, a man who strikes fear into the hearts of fans and wrestlers alike all over the world. Les went out head first. I hope he didn't hit his head. Brother, he went out head first. I don't think he hit his head, luckily. But he came close to it. The Sheik's out on the floor after him, throwing him right into the ring post in the corner. And what need I say about the Sheik going after a chair? This is just totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. The Sheik will stop at nothing, nothing at all, to injure, to destroy his opponents. That is his entire purpose of entering the ring, not to wrestle, but to injure, to end the careers of his opponents, to devastate them, to destroy them. What a rat this Creechman is, too. You saw him throw Shell back in. Shell, of course, had a count of 20 on the floor to get back into the ring. But Creechman wouldn't let him wait out the count, threw him right back into the ring. The fans are calling for Dory Funk Jr. He is in the studio today. Not in the studio, he's in the building. I think he will keep himself out of the studio, though, because I'm sure if Dory Funk Jr. were to see the Sheik, he couldn't control himself. And, of course, if Dory were to start anything with the Sheik today, there would be fines and possibly suspensions. So Dory is probably somewhere where he can't even see what's going on with the Sheik. I'm sorry you can't see the capabilities of Sam Shell, but he is just being outclassed by the Sheik. Just being outclassed by him. He's a very capable, skillful young wrestler. They're still calling for Dory Funk. They want Dory Funk.
Your business. You don't gonna get Dory Funk. I got big news for you, you idiots, what you are.
Yeah, well, if we're idiots, I don't know what that makes you, Creechman. The Sheik with the forearm to the back of Shell. Shell has just not had a chance to do anything. He's been zero during this entire bout. Such is the contrast between Shell and the Sheik. And the Sheik with his famous camel clutch. That is it. The bout has been ended. The Sheik applies a camel clutch, ends the bout, but still does not release his hold. Still, well, finally, the fans are finally getting to him, chanting, calling for Dory Funk Jr., but the minute they stop, the Sheik once again moves right in, applies the camel clutch. This could break the back of Sam Shell. It could break his back. The more pressure the Sheik applies, the closer it comes to breaking Shell's back. This is the hold that has won the Sheik the United States Heavyweight Championship. It's the hold he uses probably in 75% of his matches as a submission hold. Creechman arguing with the referee, trying to distract the referee as the referee tries to force the Sheik to release the camel clutch. Creechman now calling for the Sheik to release the hold, but I guarantee you the Sheik won't do it. He enjoys this. He enjoys inflicting punishment and pain on his opponents. He gets a sadistic delight out of it. As you can see, the man, look at him. He can't be all there. The Sheik, there's got to be something wrong with this guy. Some people claim the Sheik is possessed. To look at him now, you would have to really wonder. To look at him, you would have to wonder if it were not true. It would appear that it would be. That the Sheik indeed is possessed.